Groundbreaker, Finance and Development, December 16th, Volume 53, Number 4. Ismaila Dieng profiles Leonard Wanchekon, a former activist who plans to train the next generation of African economists. Prison breaks are rarely worth the effort. Most escapees are back behind bars within hours. But in 1986, when Leonard Wanchekon escaped from the jail where Matthew Kerikou, then president of the small West African country of Benin, locked up political opponents, it paid off. 30 years ago, the young activist fled jail for neighboring Nigeria. By the time he returned home after a decade, Wanchekon had earned a doctorate. Later, he taught at Ivy League universities in the United States, publishing articles in leading academic journals, and was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, one of the oldest and most prestigious learned societies in the United States. His escape was daring, but not dramatic. One day in December 1986, he asked to see a doctor outside the prison to treat his arthritis, the result of 18 months of torture for daring to call for an end to Kerikou's dictatorial regime. The prison's director trusted the 30-year-old leftist student. He had been to the same doctor twice before. But this time, Wanchekon, who faced the prospect of many more years of incarceration, had no intention of returning. He arranged for a car and a motorbike to take him to Nigeria. Wanchekon, now a professor at Princeton University, is one of the few African economists teaching at a top U.S. university. His research, which has received considerable attention from development economists, focuses on the political and historical roots of economic development in Africa. He studies the impact of the Atlantic slave trade on contemporary African economic developments and examines how citizen engagement can reduce cronyism, improve democratic government, and lay the groundwork for policies conducive to economic growth. Wanchekon's research provides a unique perspective on economic development. It covers big and important topics while still using rigorous statistical techniques and empirical methods, says Harvard's Nathan Nunn, one of Wanchekon's co-authors and editor of the Journal of Development Economics. His focus on politics and its role in the development process helps fill a giant gap that currently exists in development economics. Giving back to the continent. Wanchekon, who has lived in the United States for 24 years, follows the Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team and is a big fan of its star LeBron James, who, like Wanchekon, is driven by a desire to give back to his community. James was determined to win the National Basketball Association championship for his hometown of Akron and home state of Ohio. Wanchekon aspires to train the next generation of African economists. After 4 years of planning, he opened the African School of Economics to provide first-class academic training to the continent's young economists who 2 years ago.